And hello everyone, it's Weber from the Manikin Township Ambulance. Again, we are here making a couple of videos to explain how a whole bunch of new equipment we just arrived works. You may have just recently watched the video in regards to our new infant CPR mannequins. Now I wanted to show you our new line of adult CPR mannequins with CPR rate monitors. They are Preston mannequins. We use them today for the first time. They're absolutely fantastic, and they even come with a rate monitor to make sure that your students are doing compressions at the correct rate and depth. So, here's a new one. Taken apart. When you pull it out of the bag, it's going to have a couple of different parts in the bag. They come in bags of 4. Heads detached from bodies. Okay? In addition to that, you're going to notice there is lung bags. Lung bags actually look like this. It's going to make sense what we're going to do with these nice things in just a second, all right? As well as heads and the bodies. What we first need to do, right, is to figure out, and Cody, if you want to come around here, to figure out how to detach these bodies, okay? You'll notice there's a couple of clips over here. There's actually clips you can stick your thumbs underneath to pull the chest up. Much simpler than previous mannequins we've ever had. So, in order to go forward with the rest of this process, that needs to stay like that for just a second, okay? Now, Cody, if you look over here, you notice these 4 little dotted lines. What we need to do is, we actually need to fold the bag up on those dotted lines, okay? Now, our first step, once we get that all prettied up and straightened out, we are going to lean the head back and slide the plastic bag in the mouth of our new mannequin so that it comes out here. Okay? Now, you notice this opens up right as a face shield, okay? And secures to little hooks in the back, like so. Now, we're going to take this, which interestingly enough is just like so, right? We're going to lean that right across. That's actually going to be how we're going to see the chest rise and fall for ventilations. There's 2 holes here, which match 2 holes right at the base of the neck of the mannequin. This head drops right down into place, okay? Now we notice that it doesn't necessarily actually kind of line up perfectly, which is perfectly appropriate. We're going to drop the chest down, make sure that it clicks. Now we've noticed that it's not necessarily perfect the way down, and sometimes the bag bunches up as you begin to feed it into the mouth. So we've included in each one of the kits a 7/0 endotracheal tube. That 7/0 endotracheal tube, we're going to lean the head back, head tilt, chin lift, and just make sure that we're able to get that down towards the lungs. All right? And that is putting it in a lung bag. Significantly simpler than anything else that we have. It's going to be a nice addition to our fleet when we go do 4, 5, 6 person training sessions, and we don't have to drag out the 15 or 20 dummy bags, okay? So we're going to put this over here. We put a new bag in. When it comes to cleaning, perfectly simple, folks, okay? Just like typical soap and water, you can wipe it down, dry it off with a nice damp towel. It also has a special coating so that if you apply AED pads, the sticky film that's left over actually just wipes off with a towel. No longer having to take and scrub that adhesive away, which is always a terrible damper on using AEDs with mannequins. So, now that this is done, right, I want to show you folks another cool feature, which is the CPR monitor, rate and depth monitor. We're going to take this down to the floor. Cody, if you want to follow me, bud. You'll notice there's a little discoloration right here. And what that is that actually will light up. You see it? Oh, that's perfect. Lights right up for you. You notice it's beeping with the red. Red means the depth or the rate is inappropriate, okay? When I do perfect compressions, okay, 2 green lights will come up. When I am at a rate of 100 to 110 times a minute with a good compression depth. Now, if I'm to slow down slightly, it's going to go right back to red again, okay? Now, there are other options. As I increase, yellow, 1 green light, 2 green lights. Hold 2 green lights is the goal, folks. Okay? 100 times a minute. Now, the yellow light, okay, indicates a rate of indicates a rate of 60 to 80 times a minute. The single green light indicates a rate of 80 to 100 times a minute. 100 to 110 times a minute is 2 green lights. Remember, our goal is always with compressions is 100 to 110 times a minute. Solid red is 0 to 60 times a minute. Or red flashing is inappropriate depth. And you can see by my hand compressions, I'm certainly doing inappropriately depth compressions. Okay? So again, the only thing you really need to know is anything less than green is inappropriate, and our goal is always 2 green lights. The monitor which shows this rate, those batteries are always in place. Anytime you see that monitor isn't coming up on a device, we need to replace the battery. So somebody needs to tell me which device it is. Okay? So keep that in mind. That is AA, I think it's AA batteries. 1 or 2 of them just to run it. But all of them work. We use them all today. Students absolutely love this feature because it gives them an idea on how to gauge their own compression rates. All right? So we talked about everything we need to do from here, right? You have bags, you have lungs, put the head together, drop the chest down, and we have some really, really fantastic dummies from here on out. I appreciate your time. Again, if you have any questions on this video, give me a call, 717-569-6622. I appreciate your time. Thank you, and have a great day.